Alright guys, this is Emo Tempest here, and I'm coming to you from Bearded Collectibles in Winter Park, Florida. And this is Sam Prime.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Yeah, Sam just got first place. What was your score? What was your final record?
X1.
X1,
yeah.
and then obviously he won. So, and I just wanted to show the deck that he took here today.
Yeah.
Can you go through it, Sam? For us, please?
Sure. Yeah. Start with Sid Reigns. Because Josh FB just kept talking about how good this card is, and then I decided I'm gonna try it out. It turns out it is very good, especially with like Terra. So that's the obvious combo: is you Sid Reigns them and Terra them and kill their guys. Next we have Sarah, which is actually the completion of our 13 package. That's all we have, which we go with our Mogs. It's just an efficient forward to make them discard a card. I don't have enough 13 characters, obviously, to play the other Sarah. Then we have Locke. Locke is probably one of the strongest forwards right now. Like them being able to discard a card is, or forcing them to discard a card is nuts. Usually what you want to do is you want to like turn 1 back up and then turn 2 back up, and then on turn 3 you play Setzer into Locke so they don't have a chance to respond. It's gross. I never used the special. But using the special isn't that bad because, like, obviously, like you trade card for card, but you also get a free point of damage.
Of course.
Vayne. Vayne was not very good for me today, but I would play 2. I was playing 2. I would play 2 going forward. I think it is very good in the metagame right now. It's very good against water, and it's very good against the lightning ice deck from the top 8 of the Octagon Open that Josh was running. It just slows them down. It's also good in the mirror match because it just shuts down like Setzer and Sig scenes, and it just slows them down, and that's how you win that match. Then I have 3 Terra, and I don't have any copies of like Terra. I know some people are running like 2-1 and 1-2. I just went through this copy mostly because of another forward I'm running, but this card was insane for me. Probably like one of the best cards in the deck, which does surprise me, honestly, because I definitely undervalued it up until I saw Josh Guh and Toby running it, and yeah, it's obviously very good. Celeste is a card that a lot of people, like when they're trimming their 6 package, they trim down, but Celeste is insane, not just because it locks down the forward, but when you lock down their backup, it slows them immensely down. I did that in my finals matchup, where he went turn 1 like Aerith, I think it was, or something. Anyway, I just locked his backup down, whenever it was. Like, it's insane. And the specials, canceling a summon, I've used multiple times.
Did you? How many times did you use it today?
Twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but twice in a 6, 7, 8 out of like 13 games is a lot.
It's great. You know? Yeah, of course.
Genesis, obviously, probably the best card in Opus 3, maybe, like, or close to it. Maybe that's like crazy to say. Because previously I liked Garnet quite a bit, but like Genesis is insane. I think like running 3 copies is a must.
I agree.
It's really hard to find the room sometimes, but it's pretty good. And then Emperor is a card that like sometimes is good and sometimes is bad. It really just depends on the week. The thing with Final Fantasy is like the metagame is always changing very, very quickly. And Emperor goes from like good to bad, good to bad. The thing is that when Emperor is good, it's very good. Yeah. And today it was very, very good. Emperor actually shines in the aggro matchups because they're trying to like use a lot of their effects or even the mirror match because you have like Flan and you have a lot of discard options. But yeah, it just shines like against Zac. Like it's very good against Fat Chocobo. Shuts down Selfie, shuts down a couple other cards too. Sabin is like, yeah, that was a big one. Alright, so this card is a card that I don't know. It's good. It's good. And you have a lot of ways to make them discard in the deck, so it is pretty good. And I definitely killed some things with it. I just don't know that it's better than some other cards right now. I'm not positive. This is the only card that I'm not positive on. But Toby and Josh Guh liked it in their Mono Ice quite a bit. And then there was a Japanese list that I saw that also played this card at 2. So it's probably right to play it, and I'm bad for not wanting to play it, but it's fine.
Hey, to each their own, man. Like
yeah. This card, Setzer, is, I think, a very unfair card, much like Steiner is.
I agree.
it's already the same size as Steiner if Steiner is buffed. It does the same thing as Steiner, and then if it goes to the break zone, it does something in addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I actually don't think that this is like a card that should have been printed yet, but it's just very strong. Black Mage as a one-of was insane for me. I would consider playing 2 for sure. It's a way to shore up the aggro matchups, and it's also like good in combination with your Sid Reigns and your Terras. Yeah, so that's great. Play 3 of these. They're pretty good as a nice backup.
Staple.
Everyone. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I like to play like weird bad cards. So every time I like try and make room, I try and cut one of these. And like Chris Matisky would be like, "You can't cut that card. Stop cutting that card." So all right, that's that card. Sid Wolf. The ice decks right now are playing one of these because they're either playing 1 Ghoul or 3 Flan. You'll see that I'm playing 3 Flan and 1 Ghoul. So I definitely think this card you should at least include 1. It's such like an easy opportunity cost to like have in your deck for so little. So when this comes into play, because it makes them each player discard a card, and you can dole it and sack it to have each player discard a card too, and that seems like a very symmetrical effect, and it never is, because a lot of times you can play like Sid Augustine, and with that ability on this tap, have them discard their card. Now they have no cards in hand. You kill their guy, you have no cards in hand, so it's very one-sided. Often that happens. 1 Mog, because I only have the 4/13 targets. 2 Duke Largs. Duke Larg is definitely a card that I want to see in most games. Okay. But a lot of people were running, some people were running 3. I think.
Yeah, I was running 3 today as well.
I think Toby and Josh are running 2 as well. And the reason that I'm running, I haven't really talked to them about the reason for this card, but the reason I'm running 2 is because a lot of times you're very aggressive and you're not slowing down enough to play this. The decks that you're slowing down where you want to play this against are the mirror match, where this card is very, very good in the mirror match. So that's where you want it to shine. And then you play 3 of the Justalian Empire Sids. Yeah, I mean this card goes and gets Setzer, and Setzer goes and gets this card, and yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. This card's nuts. You just play.
Yeah, that's the equivalent to Echo. So
yeah. And people should be playing 3 Devouts. I know that like Josh and Toby, I think they played 2, and I think Josh Freeman Birch played 3, but I think like in this deck it's just too insane. Like I also up the number of, I'm playing more Celeste and more Genesis than they are, so I think that does make a difference where they're playing a little bit lower to the ground. Like they're playing Renoa, they're playing an extra Sarah, so they're playing a little bit lower, so the cards they're getting back necessarily aren't as impactful. But I would not play less than 3 Devouts. I think the card is very, very good, especially when your opponent does not have Emperor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Flan. So, Flan, you just discard to play your stuff if you're playing against aggro.
Okay.
However, if you're playing against like the mid-range decks, it's really simple just to like build your backups and then you play Flan. Yeah, and then you just bonus, because every turn you draw a card, or like what happens is like a lot of times they'll play a card that makes you discard a card, and you'll just tap your Flan, go get another Flan, discard your Flan.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes, and then what's going to happen with it is eventually you're going to discard all 3 Flans, and then cast another card that I'm coming up to soon, which is very, very good in the deck, as weird as it seems. And then there's Ghoul. Like Joshua Freeman Birch was playing one of these. I think that most of the ice decks should play one of these. Like they were playing it in the Al Cid version with the Lightning. I think the card was insane for me today. It certainly won me maybe like 10% of my games today, which is a lot. It's very, very good. You have the irreplaceable Shiva. Shiva does what Shiva does. Yeah. There was matches I would have lost if they drew their Shiva, and there's matches that I won because I drew my Shiva. It's the Leviathan of ice. You just play 3 Shivas. I do wish that I was playing the other 2-drop Shiva from Opus 4. Okay. I don't think I would make any cuts right now. So if I could find the room, I would. Then there's the one Zalera. It's just a catch-all, like if someone's trying to rush you down. It's also pretty good in the mirror match because you have like Setzers and locks. You have a lot of 3-drops and not as much 4-drops. Particularly, most of the decks are running like less Genesis than I am. So it's pretty good in the mirror match. And I want to say it's pretty good in all the matchups, especially water.
Especially water, yeah. I agree.
Like, it's very good in water. It's like a great way to like counter Astrologian. Because a lot of times, like you're like trying to kill one of their Dole guys, and then they have to respond by like Astrologianing it or Fairying it, and then you Zalera them, and it's always like the blowout. Yeah. Yeah, if you Zolaire first, you're gonna get blown out by anyone who doesn't play. Anyway, so finally have a Zodiark. So it is a one of. I have 2 Emperors to make it cheaper. It was very, very good for me. And in games, it was good for me. It was very bad for me in my game 1 against Zach in the finals, but maybe it wasn't bad because it killed 3 of his guys, and then I made a misplay that I think like cost me the rest of the game. So maybe like killing 3 of their guys was like for 4 was pretty good. So I won't even say it's bad for me. It just I ended up losing that game after I cast this, and it feels like you shouldn't lose the game after you cast this. But I mean, it is that good. I think it's probably like better. Like I'd rather add a second Zodiark than add a second Solaire.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't cut any Shivas, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably play the other Shiva before I added a second Zodiark though. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay. Well, guys, this is Sam Prime.
Yep.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just to my Chocobros podcast and to my Chocobros brothers, who consisted of the top 4.
Yeah, you guys killed it this weekend.
Yeah. So all 3 of us made top 4. Shout out to Alfred, who also top 8'd, and I wouldn't have gotten here without. So shout out to Alfred, that was awesome. Yeah, shout out to my wife who lets me spend immeasurable amounts of time playing Final Fantasy. That yeah, it's super awesome of her. Yeah, man, and shout out to you and like other content creators. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna leave the description, the link to Chocobros other podcasts and everything else that Sam does for you guys in the comments below.
Yep.
And you want to show us what you won?
Oh yeah. I won this sweet little Chocobro, right? And then we won some cash.
Cash.